And today we're looking at the secret to finding love.
Well, sparks can fly or not on the first date, so matchmaker Paul Carrick-Brunson and body language expert Susan Constantine teamed up to share the do's and don'ts of dating and landing the one, as they say. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Well, I guess they call you Mr. Modern Day Hitch,
yes.
So appropriately enough. 2 quick tips on how people can make a love connection.
Tip number 1, be as intentional about your love life as you are about work. Right?
Okay.
Start choosing who and what you want opposed to being chosen. Right? That's number 1. Number 2 is expand your social circle. That's where all opportunities come from, business as well as romantic.
Okay, so Paul, you matched a couple of 30-somethings here in New York, Sergey and Saquon, who went on their first date over the weekend. Let's see if they made a love connection.
Great to meet you. What's your name? Jay. Saquon. You know you're cute. I specifically asked for an unattractive woman too. This is ridiculous. You know, I guess we got to make this work.
Yeah. Right. But you've been to this park before, right?
Like one of those urban myths that you go on the first date.
Yeah.
And you walk through a park, and then you like magically become boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh, that's the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
How was that opening line?
I tell you what, he's nervous.
He's
all
very
right?
nervous.
He's nervous,
You get
which is
that
okay. But I like the fact that he asked for her name, right? They exchange names. Names are really hard because what I find is 1/3 of all daters forget the date's name.
Get out.
Yes, by the end. And the
Really?
last thing you want to say is at the end is, can I get your number? What's your
And your
name?
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Susan, let's talk about the approach. First, it's the hug right away, and then the handshake, which can be a little awkward. So how do you
That's like wearing
approach?
suspenders and a belt.
Well, the thing is that what happened was they came close, and it was this all of a sudden this attraction, and also we're too close, and they kind of back up and then bring their hand out.
Right.
So it was too much too soon at the very beginning.
In their defense, they've got cameras following.
Sure,
them,
that's
so,
right.
You know,
It also seemed
makes
like
it
Quan
awkward.
kind of took control.
He did.
Very quickly.
He did, and I think it was because he was nervous, right? And he wants to immediately set an example, and he wants to show that he's confident, because we know that confidence is sexy.
Okay, now what about the actual date itself and the location? A park seems like sort of a very neutral, good, fun place. Is location important when it comes to choosing how you're going to establish that connection?
That's really true because we're talking about proxemics. So I really like this scenery because we're kind of dealing with all the senses. It was an open area and there was a lot of scenery around it, so it didn't really increase any sort of anxiety. So those little places like in the restaurant way in the corner where we're going to kind of build that romance, at the very beginning, way too much, increases anxiety and stress, not a good idea.
Plus, you can make a getaway from the park.
There you go. You can always
Pretty
run
easy.
really fast.
You can. That you can.
Although, like stretching out, laying out on a blanket, is that a little too much for a first date?
Well, here, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know what? Not really. Not for a first date. Here's the thing: is
And
that
he
we're
brought
doing
Connect
activities.
4.
Connect 4. It doesn't get better than Connect 4. I mean, come on.
You could have brought Battleship.
Last time you
Oh,
played
you know what?
Connect 4.
I love battleships. Yeah. So here's the thing: is that they were doing activities. I love activities because See, when you are on a date and it's just a dinner, that's an interrogation, right? This we get a chance to see activities and we get a chance to see values play out. That's the most important.
I mean, in some of the conversation, I thought when he said something about like when they pair us up and then, you know, we're supposed to leave her boyfriend and girlfriend, does that create sort of an expectation that, you know, maybe, you know, not fair?
Yes, you know, you never really want to talk about other people anyway on your date. But here's the other thing I'd like to bring Benji to, is they weren't mirroring each other's body language. So we had one that's kind of sprawled out, ready to go, and the other was kind of like, oh, I'm not really quite sure, and she's kind of playing a little damsel in distress. So we have to also make sure that we're kind of being cognizant of the other person's body language and adjust ours
So
to
should he
match.
have mirrored her?
He should have mirrored her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's another? Go ahead.
Here's what I was going to say is, you know what? Even if they didn't hit it off and have a romantic match, at least they could be friends, right? Expanding social circles is very important. We need more friends.
Nothing wrong
They
with
both
that.
look like they
Yes.
were having a good time,
Yeah.
though, so hopefully it's a little something, a little spark there.
We'll see, we'll
Paul
see.
Carrick-Brunson and Susan Constantine, thank you both. And tomorrow we're going to tell you about the secret to finding success.